My friend crashed this Audi TT and the insurance refused to pay out, so I'm going to repair it in one video. And down here on the floor is pretty much all the parts ready to repair this Audi. And of course, when we're stripping it, there's gonna be a few parts that we're gonna realise we need. But as you can see, this wheel caused us quite a challenge getting it onto the ramp and getting it recovered. So let me show you that. Look at this wheel. It's so fucked. And as you can see, we've got a lot of work to do. So there's no time like the present. Let's get stripping it. Before the car goes on the ramp, let's get this side skirt off first because it's been absolutely mashed at this end and the lift gets in the way when you're taking a side skirt off. So let's do that. Now this is where the fun starts. We can start stripping the car, and luckily for me, the lift arm went straight under and I could just pull the side skirt off. And now with the car on the lift properly, I can get the wheels off, get the under tray off and inspect this damage and see if there's anything hiding. And here we go, this is the wheel off. And you can see it has rubbed just a bit of the tub there, that's just because we rolled it in. But the actual tub's fine, all the inner arch is fine. It's just been rubbing really bad on this arch. Look how bent that lower arm is. That is terrible. No wonder this thing didn't want to move. Oh my God. I bet there's so much pressure on that. But we've got a whole new suspension to put on. But first, we've got to get some stuff off because that is bad. More good news, the subframe, I was a bit worried there might have been a crack in it somewhere because this took a serious hit, this side did, but it is looking all good. So that is an absolute result. Let's carry on. Best thing that I've learned working on VAG stuff is they don't like to hide bolts. They're actually usually in a pretty good place. That's on the outside anyway. So I've got the bumper off, headlight off, and the wing off within 10 minutes. Right, I'm just going to pause with stripping this front end slightly because today I definitely want to get these curtain airbags out because I haven't ordered them. They were quite hard to come by, so I need the part numbers off them so I can definitely search them. If not, I can get them sent off straight away to be reset. So let's move on to that before we start stripping any further with that, like the suspension, etc. And yes, I did cut my thumb earlier. Right, because of these doors were locked when I went and viewed the car for my friend, I didn't know the passenger seat airbag has blown. That's just made this build even harder. Oh my God. So I'm gonna have to get this seat out soon, but let's focus on these airbags. Hopefully these are repairable. I can't see why not. I'll price it up. If not, we'll get a new seat. I am absolutely dripping in sweat and we've just got another surprise because when I saw the car, I couldn't get in the back. These rear seat belts are locked out. Brilliant. Now this was quite a challenge. The seat belts had decided to lock out in the not plugged in position and actually was holding the panel on. So I had to go through the back and try and undo the seatbelt itself to actually free the panel off. But once that was done, I could get it out, all unplugged, and then move on to getting that curtain airbag out. Then I had to do the exact same on the other side. Just like that, we got the seatbelts out. I didn't have to remove the seats, I just took that panel out, and there's a bolt just down there where the seatbelt attaches to. And it comes out, but I have been on the phone to the airbag team, and they reckon that the front seat belts, even though they're retracting, might still be blown. So until I plug the car to the diagnostic machine, I won't know if they've blown. Fingers crossed they haven't, but let's be honest, it's an Audi. It's probably going to be blown. Back onto the front of the car now. We are getting this damaged suspension off. Everything is so messed up, it just all needs to replace. So I've actually bought a full new leg and lower arm to replace it. But of course, because there's so much tension on all the arms, it was a bit of a nightmare to get off, and the camera ended up dying. Right, 3 bolts and it should drop out. This is probably really dangerous because it's probably going to swing at me. There she is. Yes! I then had to swap over the actual suspension spring because the strut I bought had an eye-back lowering spring on it, and without the proper tool to get the spring off, let's say I got creative. And just like that, we've got the new suspension on. Had a few issues with the lower arms, but apart from that, wheel back on, wing brackets, we can get the wing on. If anyone asks you to take a steering wheel airbag out of a TT, R8, whatever's got this fancy Audi steering wheel, oh my god, it is hell. There's a tiny little hole back here. You have to try and get a screwdriver in, and it's just a nightmare. I've got one side loose, still trying to with the other. I've been here for about half hour. So I've finally got the airbag out. That was an absolute nightmare, never do one. But we got some power to the car, and we are going through the fault codes. And unfortunately for me, I thought these seatbelts were fine because they were retracting and tensioning. However, after a bit of Googling and speaking to someone at the airbag team, they said check on your scanner because the igniter has actually gone. We've got it here. Front passenger side airbag. Driver's side seatbelt tensioner igniter, resistance too high. So the igniters go off, but then they unlock themselves so you can get out the car after the accident. So unfortunately, that's all 4 seatbelts that have either got to be replaced or reset. So I'm gonna have to go and price that up and get them ordered. I'll tell you what though, we're absolutely smashing out the TT. Look at it already. It's looking 10 times better, especially down this side. All the suspension done, wing brackets are on. I'm just waiting for 2 brackets, one that goes from there to there, that you can see just here, so I can put the headlight in and the bumper bracket. So they should come very soon. We can send the airbags off, and then, this all needs to go in the scrap by the way, we can transfer all the insides of the bumper onto the new bumper skin, and by the time we've done all that, we should have the airbags back, and this car will be pretty much done. Right, while we're waiting for all the airbags to get reset and the seat belts, we've got the old bumper that is only lightly damaged, to be fair, and a body shop could definitely repair it, but we ain't got the time for that, and it was actually so cheap to just get a new bumper skin in colour. So we're going to transfer everything that's on that bumper into that one. It's my least favourite job because we all know plastic clips are absolutely shit. But also, what do we reckon? New Money Pit Motorsport merch potentially dropping soon. We're just trying to figure it out. What do you reckon? The Nürburgring, the new style Money Pit logo, looking pretty sick. Let us know in the comments if you'd want to be repping this stuff. Now I'm really not lying when I say this is the worst part of rebuilding a car. Bumper plastics are just so awkward to get out. The clips always just want to break, but luckily for me, this one actually come out pretty well, as TTs use a lot of screws on the grills. Right, finally, we've got the curtain airbags and the seat belts back from the seat belt specialist in West Brom. So if you need anything resetting, hit him up. So let's not get messing about. Let's get this interior back together. I've also got a seat and a dash airbag, so we'll get that in as well. What if I was to tell you that if you were in this situation, you can actually make money? Hundreds of people lose out from their insurance, having their car, sending it to an auction company, and basically being in the negative. But if you keep your car or have an accident, you can sell it on Second Gears, completely free. If you found yourself in this situation or want rid of your problem car, jump onto Second Gears, type in your reg and select from the list what issues your car has, like crash damage, electrical issues or MOT failure. Then just enter the sale price and add a small description so potential buyers can find out more. And even better, if you're a rebuilder like me, you can find these crash damage cars or problem cars on Second Gears without the nasty auction fees. You know what that means. You get a better margin to work with. When you sign up as a dealer, you'll get access to hundreds of listings from people with potentially your next project. But the best thing is that you can contact the seller directly to find out more instead of buying blind and then having to pay nasty auction fees on top of that. It's also got a useful feature of WhatsApp notifications, so when a specific car you're after is listed on the platform, you will be the first one to know. So if you're looking for your next project car like this one, or looking to sell your problem car to make a bit of money, make sure to go and check out Second Gears. Now, let's get back to fixing this Audi. And just like that, the interior is back together. We've got the curtains in, all 4 seat belts, the airbag, and all the carpet trims. So now all that's left is the seat. Oh no, I can't reach. Oh yeah. Oh, suck it. Oh yeah. Bosh. And just like that, I'm sitting in a fully rebuilt Audi TT interior. I'm well happy with that. It's looking brand new. Tomorrow we'll get the bumper on, so the pedestrian sensors along the front. We can plug the car in, check for airbag codes. Touch wood, we should be good in that area. But yeah, well happy. These Audis, I've done a few now, and their airbags, like with the interior, very good quality, but getting them back together, the clips and stuff, they're not great. So yeah, Mercedes have won on that, definitely. Also, check out the Money Pit cap. What you're thinking? Matching top. Would you lot be interested in some Money Pit hats? Right, it's time for the brand new headlight to go in. We've already switched over the modules on the back, so when I plug it in, it should just work straight away. So I'll plug it in because it will be hard to get to. And with the headlight being bolted up, we are officially on the home stretch of getting this car back on the road. Now it's time to get the fresh wing on. We've got the bumper bracket already attached. Let's see how well it's going to fit. Right, we've got 2 bolts in. Once I've adjusted the bracket slightly, we'll have this all bolted up. Huge moment for the TT. Now the wing's on, let's get this bumper lined up. That is the TT all buttoned up. We've even got the side skirt on. We've just got a little bit of wing alignment to do, but first things first, I need to jump in, plug the scanner in and see what codes we've got left. Hopefully, no airbag light, and it should just be like wheel angle sensor and stuff like that, but we'll see. Scanner's plugged in, Let's clear everything, see what comes back. Fingers crossed, we're all good. That's looking good. Oh! We've literally just got steering angle sensor.
That's it.
That's it. Let's go. So now I've got the car on. We have actually got one left on the airbag module. That's battery interrupt igniter, which I guess is the pyro fuse, which is like a metal bridge on one of these. So I'm gonna have to look into that and get one of those. But apart from that, we are all good. Because that steering angle sensor, we can either reset or do a calibration. And the TPMS is obviously because it's had a new wheel. So we should be able to code it in. If not, we'll have to get the TPMS swapped over. And here we are, first drive of the TT. And the steering wheel error, well, steering angle sensor error has already gone off just from driving out the workshop. So, well happy with that. And I tell you what, it reminds me, I used to have a TTS and it is absolutely brilliant. We also had a fault for it's got an automatic spoiler, but as I've drove, I've literally just seen that it's gone down. So yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. It drives a dream. And I'll tell you what, it's dead straight. The tracking is absolutely perfect. And here we are with the finished TT. I said in the last clip the tracking was straight. I took it on a longer drive and oh my God, it was pulling to the left horrendously and then pulling to the right. But it's all tracked up now and it's driving straight as a dart. And yeah, it's been a quick turnaround to be fair, and I'm very happy with that. Fortunately, the gamble on the white panel didn't work out. You can see the bumper looks a lot more white than the body, but it's one of them. It was either a blue bumper or a white bumper. My mate whose car it is, they can get that touched in at a later date. The main thing is the car is now drivable and back on the road. That is the main thing. It's really not the end of the world. This wheel here also took a little hit and had some nasty curbing. So we got the guys at Bosworks, shout out my dad, for doing a little smart repair on that wheel. So that's looking brand new. Move around to the back. Obviously the spoiler, we did have the issue with it, but that was just due to low battery. It goes up and down on the button now. And yeah, these cars are absolutely brilliant. And my friend is gonna be so happy to have this back. And if I just jump in the car now and start it up, you'll see, yeah, we've got low fuel, but that is the only warning light on the dashboard. Absolutely spot on. So if you have enjoyed this little one-off series on rebuilding my friend's TT, make sure you're subscribed, because the next video, we're getting back on with the van. We've made some huge progress already, and you'll see by the end of that video, we should have even more progress. So yeah, make sure you're sticking around for that. So until next time, make sure you hype the video, like it, give us a subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.